Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to show you a quick, simple yoga sequence that's going to help release tension from the hips. So especially when we've been sitting for long periods, and lots of us are working at our desks a lot at the moment from home, we're sitting more often than we would do and less able to get out for long walks. These simple exercises can be really good for just releasing any of that gripping around the hips and any of that tension through the low back that comes as a result of that. So what we're going to start by doing is we're just going to pick up your front foot and we're going to cradle it with your hand and cradle the bottom of your knee with your other hand, and the foot can be down here or you can lift it up nice and high, and we're just going to rock it as if we were rocking a baby in our arms. And as we're doing that, we're sitting up nice and tall and drawing the shoulders down the back. Belly is pulling in a little bit, and if you feel more comfy you can bring the foot up a little bit higher. That's going to take it deeper into the hips. You're just going to go with whatever your range of comfort is. So just a couple of little rocks. You're going to feel that in the core, so you're going to pull the core in and the shoulders down. And then we're going to come back to the centre. I'm going to release that foot onto the mat and walk it round so it points to the back of the mat, and the inside of your other foot is connecting to the thigh of that leg that's pointing back. So now from here, I'm going to take our hand to the side and reach all the way up and over into a side body stretch and let your head hang. So breathe into the rib cage at the top here. And as you exhale, fold and soften that bottom shoulder. Let the top side of the neck release. Still feel like you're pushing down into the base of your pelvis and lifting up out of the low back to create space. And then inhale, coming all the way up. We're now going to take the hands onto each knee. We're going to go across to the opposite knee, over to this one, and then inhale to bring length into the spine. So all the way around and over and inhale. And what would be nice as you're doing that is if you can push down into the feet at the same time. That's going to give you lots of lovely support in the pelvis. So use the blades of your feet pushing down. Nice release for the low back here. One more. And then come back to the centre. Now we're going to bring our hands to the front. Lift the chest up as if it's reaching through the bridge of your arms and walk the hands forwards. And you're either going to bring them down onto the forearms and stay up on the fingertips, and you're going to inhale. And as you exhale, just fold the head down and let it hang. You can even rock side to side if that feels good. Keep that connection point into the feet. Keep drawing the chest forward so there's length from the pubic bone up to the crown of the head. And then come back to the centre, straighten the arms, walk the hands all the way back, and a little twist. So hand comes over to the opposite knee, other hand comes down behind you, and keep it in a little tent hand here so the fingers are down on the ground. Push down into the feet, lift up from the chest and the crown of the head, drop your shoulders, and just gaze back over the back shoulder, pull the belly in. Couple of deep breaths here. Draw the shoulders down and in towards the spinal column. And then coming all the way back round to the centre. I'm going to wiggle this foot all the way back round, and we'll switch sides. So take your other foot in front, sit up nice and tall, grab the foot on the ankle and under the knee, and we'll rock side to side. So if you want to lift it higher, you can. If you want to keep it low, you can. And just let the chest be lifted, let that length be in the spine, and the shoulders are down and in towards the spinal column. Underside foot is pushing down to support the pelvis. Couple more little rocks here, and then we're going to place that foot down and wiggle it around the back. So connect your foot to the inside of this thigh, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take our hand to the side, reach all the way up, and then fold over, gaze comes down, shoulders are pulling back, rib cage is pulling back, feet are really active, breathing here. You can creep that hand out a little if you want to get deeper. Drop the bottom shoulder. So our breath is coming right up into the rib cage. And don't worry if one side feels different than the other. And then inhale all the way up, hands onto the knees. So now we're going to take knee to opposite shoulder, swoop around. All the time staying connected through the base of the pelvis. Round to the centre, bring the hands down, push into the base of the body, walk the hands forwards, Bend into the elbows and let the head hang. Breathing here. Gliding your shoulders side to side if you want to. Breathe into that release in the back of the neck. You can even take one hand onto the back of the neck and pull a little bit of traction down there. And then look up, straighten the arms, walk them all the way back in, and we'll go into that twist. So hand comes to the opposite knee, other hand behind you. Lift up through the length of the spine, draw the shoulders down and gaze back. Big breaths in. Pull the back shoulder back. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly coming back round to the centre. Bring that foot back round. We're going to come into cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet together. And the depth of the distance between your heels and your pubic bone just depends on how high your knees are. So if your knees are very high like this right now, you're going to slide your heels away. If they're very open, you can bring them back closer in together. And then just sitting up nice and tall, we're going to bring our hands onto the knees. You're just going to push a little bit of weight down into the tops of the knees. Now see if you can push the balls of the feet together, peeling the toes back. And as you keep that connection between the balls of the feet there, it's taking a little bit of pressure out of those knees. Now we're going to push into the hands, bring the knees up, and then exhale, let them soften back down again. So push in, bring it up. Exhale, softening it down. Pushing in. Exhale down. One more time. Exhale down. And then bring the feet together onto the floor, knees bent. Bring the hands behind you, and now you're going to windscreen wiper those knees. So just gently bringing them side to side here. And then coming back to the center. If you were sitting on a little foam block, take that out now, or a little cushion. And we're going to come into a little squat. So you're right up on the tiptoes of your feet. We're not going to take our heels down for this one. We're going to stay up, and then we're going to pull our knees apart, lift up into the chest and pull the shoulders down. Now we need to really push into the little toe side and big toe side of your feet. Tuck the tailbone under, pull the rib cage back and pull the shoulders down. Breathing here. So the more you push into the little toes, the more you can open those knees to the sides. Try not to throw the rib cage forward, so keep that whole front body integrated. So that just means move the front body towards the back body so you stay strong in here. Now we're going to bring our hands down to the floor, and we're going to drop the knee and open the arm up. Big inhale. And then we're going to bring the hand down, bring the knee up and switch sides. So other knee comes down, hand comes up. Big inhale and exhale. And the same, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come back into that original squat position and see if you can bring your hands up onto the knees. Pull the rib cage in, shoulders down, big full breath. And then bring the knees together, bring them onto the floor and sit back onto your heels. And just from here, walk your hands back, fingertips down, and lift up through the chest. Big, full inhale. And exhale. And then walk your hands forwards. I'm going to take our knees wide, big toes together. Walk our hands forward and sink down into child's pose, letting the head hang. Big breaths into the back of the body. Knees are as wide as the mat, big toes are together. Last 2 breaths. And then we'll walk the hands all the way back in. Bring the knees together. And we're finished. Namaste.